very well.
Kind of reminiscent.
Yeah.
Looks like we got some. Is that screaming hype in the PM room?
Yeah, definitely a lot of people are getting hyped about what's going on the PM setup.
Okay, this is still winner's bracket, so props to Chibo and Jsex making it this far without being knocked down. Also, I love that everyone has their own setup on them because tournaments are going to run so fast.
Yes, it's great. We can all go home before my bedtime.
Powerpuff Girls can save the world in that amount of time. All right, yeah, it is going to be Sheik and Rob.
Good call, good call.
Gunblade perhaps playing Doc Lewis over here to Jsex. He's got the hoodie on and everything. He needs his coach.
Doesn't look like we're going to see Little Mac today, but we do have a close range, fast, a hand-to-hand combat coming in.
Okay, Final Destination is going to be the first match, and yeah, I'll take care of SDing. Chibo running the show here while also competing. Gotta love the struggle, man. The grind. Chibo hustling hard out here. Okay, so Sonic, time for you to evacuate the battlefield. And Rob and Sheik, man, I think this is going to be a combo fest from Sheik onto Rob, and just a spacing game from Rob onto Sheik.
Yeah, I really like Omega FD. Very beautiful stage.
Oh, it's the same always.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, there's no Omega mode. Yeah, Smash 4's FD is beautiful,
oh, so
man.
It just looks this way.
It just looks like
okay.
this.
Still beautiful.
Okay, I wish they threw a little flavor in for that Omega FD, but nice narrative F-tilt combo from Chibo. Jsex rolling to safety, trying to play this keep away game. Charging up his needles, but actually not even charging them, just throwing a single needle. Oh, hits him in the head.
Did that lose the reflect? Because it looked like it hit him.
It does still reflect. It does still reflect. It was just a great headshot there by Jsex, who's clearly been practicing Halo. Throws more needles, charges them as he recognizes the opportunity. Rob doesn't really have too much utility in charging his gyro, being that, you know, it's still just the gyro, albeit it does a little bit more damage, charges for a little longer. I mean, spins for a little longer. But when you let Sheik charge that full chalk of needles, man, she becomes a much more dangerous presence on the stage.
Now, I feel like Jsex, one of the mistakes he's making in this matchup right now is he's giving Rob a little bit too much room to breathe. I feel like he's been in a lot of advantageous positions and reset to neutral himself without really going for a string of, like an offensive reset or a combo. He didn't really look for a follow-up. He just decided, okay, I'm going to run back and charge needles, where he had an opportunity to follow up. One thing you guys at home want to keep in mind when you're playing is whenever you have your opponent in the air or in a disadvantaged position, you want to figure out how to force a defensive reaction and then get follow-up offensive pressure. That's the key to landing a lot of offensive hits over and over again, and how you can quickly make stocks disappear like top players.
Exactly, and Jsex trying to piece together the puzzle here. He's used to playing a game with a lot more true combos, more than the pseudo resets that Smash 4 and Brawl offer. But there are definitely a lot of true combos in this game, especially from a character like Sheik. But the up smash out of shield saying, have all the combos you want, man, I'm just going to kill you.
Yeah, unfortunately for Jsex, of course, 2-minute resets means putting Rob in neutral too many times, which has let him rack up a lot of damage, eventually get him to 145, and that up smash, as we mentioned before, very buffed and will take out the first stock. Now Chibo's at 83 and a fairly heavy character compared to what she can do for kills. So he's going to struggle here.
I love how the neutral game in this iteration of Smash strongly resembles traditional fighting games.
Yeah, me too.
Very Street Fighter-esque, Tekken-esque almost, with the juggles included too.
But it has all the beauty of the Smash mechanics that we love. You know, the free range of motion and the aerial gameplay, the potential for just automatic cross-ups. Stuff like this is, you know, the Smash characteristics, very, very good.
This is an amazing crossover game, practically. I think FGC players looking to get into this game are going to love it.
Absolutely. I think, you know, of all Smash games, if you're from the fighting game community and you haven't played a Smash game before, Smash 4 is a great place to start.
Wow, the Chibo copter. Not even whittling away Jsex's shield, but just getting in there. And the back air on the whiff down B.
We're very close to a 2-stock here for Chibo. He's going to be looking. I think he was looking there for an up smash. He catches it down there, trays it with the up smash. So we do have a kill. Unfortunately, Sheik now has Rage, which means his combos might not connect as cleanly if some vectoring's put in, because Chibo will get knocked back a little bit farther.
Yep, that's one of the downsides to having high percent. Yeah, you get to kill a little tiny bit earlier, but also your combos might be slightly less effective because you knock them too far away. Now Jsex, been seeing a lot of J-Tails lately, but Jsex still going for this long-range game. I don't know why. He has a couple opportunities to rush in that he just hasn't taken. All right, forward smash to grab. Double fairs.
And now he finally stopped trying to go for that down throw to up air. He does instead get the double fair. I think if he'd taken it a bunch of times earlier, he could have had a better chance there, but of course Chibo will close out the game with that up throw.
Now down throw forward air, even if it doesn't true combo, you still get all that frame trap.
All the frame trap. I mean, simply a second forward air, maybe a fastball into an F-tilt, anything really.
Neutral air, down air, back air, everything works. Like, if they air dodge, they're actually worse off than if they took one fair.
Absolutely, yeah, most of the time, absolutely. And, you know, that's what it's all about. Even if the game doesn't give you the true combo in every situation. Of course, as we mentioned, it has plenty of true combos, but that doesn't mean it's void of offensive pressure. You just put your opponent in such bad situations where they're forced to continue taking hits as long as you make the correct reads. And that's what true offensive pressure and that's what top play is all about.
Jsex making a counter pick to Battlefield. I'd say this is a pretty smart idea, being that you don't want to give Rob too much room to just set those projectiles up like he did in the previous match. But also, Jsex really wasn't playing that rushdown game too much, so maybe Battlefield won't end up being as effective unless he changes up his game plan.
3, 2, 1.
Okay, let's get rid of Sonic real quick, and then we can be off to the races. And here we go.
This ain't the Olympics, but they're definitely at it. Oh, Chibo right off the bat gets that laser in there, 10%.
Now, just has him in the corner, but Jsex finding stage presence with the dash attack and immediately giving it up.
All right, he's got himself an F-tilt string here into a down tilt. Gets the up smash charge. Unfortunately, charges it a little bit too long. Doesn't block this. I don't know. I see a lot of players not really blocking this laser. It's very slow, very telegraphed the way Rob executes it. Not sure why they're getting hit so much, but maybe there's something I'm not seeing in the mechanics.
Great usage of Sheik's down B, the bouncing fish, and we might see it again here. Nope, just going for the low recovery. But yeah, that down B not only gives Sheik a great whip punish tool, but also just sends her flying back to the stage, supplement here otherwise previously mediocre recovery in this game.
Absolutely.
Or not in this game, in this series. Wow, whiffing the dash grab.
Yeah, no punishment there. I mean, you got to not be afraid. Although hitboxes work a lot better, in a way that kind of counts against you because you're not as likely to get hit by stray hitboxes. They work the way they're supposed to, and while that means they don't work negatively, they also don't give you the free benefits as they did before. Rob will take a trip to the death line there, accidentally dropping that edge grab. Nice pivot grab. Answer back with an up throw, but we're alive. That gyro eating up all the needles. We have ourselves an offensive string here. Let's see if he goes in. Does manage to finally catch the up air this time.
Oh,
and doesn't go for the grab. When you're doing a reset and your opponent hits the ground, you want to oftentimes get a grab. If you know you can't get a true follow-up, your opponent is very likely to block. You want to either grab or jab. The reason you'll jab is because if your opponent then chooses spot dodge, you'll be able to beat this out with the majority of jabs in the game, as most of them are rapid jabs, or at least won't put you in frame disadvantage against a spot jab. Otherwise, just go for the grab. I mean, you get the grab, you get the follow-ups, you put them in the air.
Oh,
Chibo with this pressure.
Dropping the lock. He had the down tilt lock, but that only works 3 times in a row in this game. They made it so you can only tap lock somebody 3 times.
Very nice. Definitely a good patch, a good fix. Incidental infinites were not cool.
Great pressure.
There we go. And now this is what we're talking about. You land that one hit and you just keep it going. There's no reason to allow Rob to come back in the air. Yes, it's true he has a lot of range, but in terms of speed, he doesn't have the options there.
And is he going to recover? Yes, he does. Chibo going for the crazy greedy down air. And great up smash out of shield, though, putting himself back in the game and the life lead. That now sends you horizontally, by the way, Rob's down smash.
And again, you want to see jabs coming out from these characters, guys. Chibo is really using a lot of spot dodges. When you're close up in a character like that, when you're close up against Rob, you want to just pressure them with jabs. You know, you can get a jab. If you just jab their shield one time, they can't react to that because if they press grab, all right, they're going to get hit by the second hit of jab or the third hit of jab or whatever have you. So they're forced to sit there and block, and a jab has very low cooldown and very low startup. You can jab, and then you can then bait out a reaction, punish any button they press at all. The jab will automatically punish it for you, or you can just bait out a reaction. Using jab at close range is very important to developing a pressure game. You don't have to commit yourself to using combo starting moves like F-tilt, like down air, stuff like that. Either read the shield and grab them, or simply jab them. And having this fundamental gameplay at close range combat is very key for developing your close range game and taking your game to the next level.
Absolutely, especially in a